Hey, Cub fans. Thanks for joining us here on Cubs 24/7, where Randy talks Cubs. Cubs win tonight 9-8, finishing off that sweep of the Rockies that we definitely needed. It was an entertaining game. Even though we blew a big lead, needed to get a run in the eighth to salvage it, which we did. So, blew a lead, a couple issues, but bottom line is we won 9-8, got the series sweep that was so important. 36 degrees at Wrigley tonight all day long. We were all checking it. Are we going to play? White Sox canceled their game or postponed their game this afternoon. So it wouldn't have surprised me at all had we done the same, but we stuck with it. 36 degrees, wind coming in over left field, 8 miles an hour. Good crowd at Wrigley, 25,900, and they just enjoyed it. You know, that crowd tonight, it was a different crowd. These guys really were, I think, a different group than we're used to seeing. A guy wearing a bear coat and dudes in the bleachers without their shirts, just having a ball. And they were loud. They were in the game. They stayed. They sang the song. It was a very interesting night at Wrigley tonight. So Cubs 9-8. We scored 4 in the second inning. Got 1 in the fifth, 3 in the sixth, and 1 in the eighth. So let's talk about the scoring first. And then we'll give you the offensive numbers, and then talk about the pitchers. We got some good news and some not so good news on the staff tonight. So we got 4 runs in the second inning. Christopher Morel led off the second with I'll call it a swinging bunt, little dribbler down the third base line. Then Dansby was up, and they got a little hit-and-run action. Morel takes off. Dansby hits a line drive single to left, getting Christopher to third. Then Michael Busch, sacrifice fly to left, scores Morel. Dansby steals second, so he's on second base. Nico comes up and walks. Then Michael Tauchman comes up. He walks too. Bases are loaded for Amaya. Amaya, sacrifice fly, scores Dansby. Then Ian Happ, we're back to the top of the order. Happ walks. And then Seiya Suzuki has a 2-run RBI single to right field, scoring Talk and Nico. Seiya got picked off as he rounded first base. He was trying to get back, and he rolled his right ankle just a little bit. And when he rolled it, it caused him not to be able to get back. He just sort of was lost off the base. They tagged him, and the inning ended. So officially, Seiya got picked off. And I was a little concerned initially. He rolled it. You could see that he turned it. He stayed in the game, played the rest of the game, did fine, so it doesn't look like it's anything. But there for a brief second, Seiya looked like he could have been hurt. We got 1 run in the fifth inning. Seiya Suzuki, another solo home run, left field, 105-mile-per-hour exit velocity, not the 115. So he's probably not going to duplicate that for a little bit, but another home run from Seiya. He's doing really well. We'll talk about his total numbers and where he is now. We got 3 runs in the sixth inning. Michael Busch singled. Nico and Tauchman followed him with a couple of walks. So bases loaded for Miguel Amaya. So Miguel Amaya singles and gets 2 RBIs, but all 3 of the runs score. Busch, Nico, and Tauch, all 3 scored. 2 RBIs for Amaya. The third run scores on an error on the center fielder. We got our final run, a needed run in the eighth inning. Miles Mastroboni pinch hit for Miguel Amaya, and he ends up getting to first base on a drop third strike play. Happ singles behind him. Miles hustles over to third. So first and third, Seiya's up. Seiya hits a 2-hopper to the third baseman. Miles comes home. Third baseman makes the play, and Jacob Stallings misses the ball. The ball is a little bit to his right, probably head high to his right, and Jacob reaches up and it rattles out of his catcher's mitt, and it just hits the ground. So Miles is safe at the plate to score at that time, the go-ahead run in the eighth inning. So offensively, we end up, we have 10 hits, 7 strikeouts, 7 walks, 8 men left on base. We were 3 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Seiya had 4 RBIs and Amaya had 3. So those were the run producers. Let's go through everybody's numbers. Happ led off. and he went 1 for 4, and he's now hitting .391. Seiya went 3 for 5. He's now hitting .333. Cody Ballinger had an off night. Cody went 0 for 5. His average is down to .208. And in the 6th inning, he hit into a 4-6-3 double play that really killed a rally. We had scored 3 at the time, and there was runners on, and Belly ended the inning with that 4-6-3 double play. Christopher Morel went 1 for 3. He's now hitting .375. Dansby was 1 for 4 tonight. He's hitting an even .300. Michael Busch went 3 for 3 with a sac fly. Michael's average is up over .300, now .313. Nico Horner went 0 for 2 with a couple of walks tonight. His average is down to .105. So I think Nico is reacting to his situation by being patient, which I guess is fine. So he put together another 2-walk game tonight. And Michael Togman went 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Talk is hitting .125. Miguel Amaya went 1 for 2 and a sac fly. He's now hitting .273. Let's get to the pitching. First of all, we had 2 errors that I'll talk about. Morel had one in the 6th inning, and Nico had an error in the 8th, and both cost us. So uncharacteristic for Nico, but almost expected with Morel at this point. I'll talk about that when we get to the innings here. But Luke Little did start the game, and he was literally the opener. By design, they wanted him to pitch an inning, and that Rockies lineup being like top-heavy with Blackman in it, I think they just wanted to give Ben Brown a chance to get through the lineup without facing those guys twice. So it sort of makes sense why Luke started and just went through the 1st inning. Luke was fantastic, 14 pitches, 9 strikes, 1 strikeout. He had 2 comebackers, so he didn't need any help in the field. So Luke looked really good. Then Ben Brown came in. Ben pitched 4+. He started the 6th inning, gave up a double, and they pulled him. But I think they were going to pull him whether or not he got that guy out anyway. So Ben's line for tonight was 4+. He gave up 3 hits, 1 run. He walked 1, struck out 5. Pounded the zone. He threw 52 pitches total. 37 of those were strikes. Interestingly enough to me, his 5 strikeouts came on his power curveball, which was really nasty tonight. So Ben Brown rebounded from his outing against the Rangers, and he looked really good. He was actually in line for the win tonight until we gave up the lead in the 8th inning. So that's unfortunate. So Mark Leiter comes in for Ben Brown in the 6th. He gives up a hit and a walk, and that was when Morel had his error. Christopher Morel had another throwing error tonight. Mark Leiter was on the mound, 6th inning. Not a slow roller, but a lightly hit ball. Morel's coming in. He's on the grass. He gloves it, makes the transfer, throws it on the run, and just airmails it wide, high, and right. And that cost us a run for sure. And the grass was wet. I don't know if maybe the ball slipped out of his hand, but it was another throwing error, Christopher Morel. I don't know. I know the whole mission, right? We're giving time, but it's almost an expectation now, isn't it? It's like what inning did Morel have his error tonight is kind of what we're starting to think. So that's going to be it's interesting to see what happens. Council pulled him Morel after his final at bat in the 7th to put Madrigal in, and that's going to be probably the plan. So Christopher Morel had the error in the 6th. Julian Merriweather came in, pitched the 7th. He gave up 2 hits, a run, had a strikeout. 17 pitches, 13 strikes for Julian tonight. Then the 8th inning is when it all happened. We gave up 5 runs in the 8th. We were up 8-3 at the time. Yency Almonte comes in the 8th, and he just gets 1 out. He strikes out 1. He gives up a hit, walks 2. So he's got the bases loaded, 1 out. Well, they pull Yency and put Hector Neris in. And so Nectar gives up 3 hits of his own. And because of those 3 runs that he inherited from Yancey, they scored. Yancey Almonte got charged with 3 runs. So Yancey's line, 1/3 of an inning, a hit, two walks, K, and 3 runs. And that's the inning that Nico Horner had his error. Nico made an error. Is almost 2 errors in one play in my mind, because there was a mental error and then a physical error. Ground ball hit slowly, and he charges it, and he tries to make the glove flip play, and he wasn't going to get the guy. That was the mental mistake. He should have just held it. He wasn't going to get the guy whether he made a good flip or not. But he goes through with it, and he flips it over Busch's head. So to me, it was a mental error followed by a physical error, but it was just so uncharacteristic of Nico Horner. And I 6 games in, somebody is taking over Nico's uniform because he just doesn't look the same. He's at the plate with the struggles, in the field. It just doesn't look like what we expected him to look. So Nico's error in the 8th inning cost us a run. Rockies end up tying it. So we get that run in the 8th inning to go ahead 9-8. Adbert comes in a save situation, gives up just 1 hit, strikes out 2 for his 24th career save. So Adbert came in and closed the door. So kind of a roller coaster ride of a game tonight. We were delayed as a 20-minute delay start time. So I wasn't sure if they were going to do it or not, but we got it in and we got the sweep. We're 4-2. So we needed that because we've got the Dodgers coming in on Friday afternoon for a weekend set, and I am juiced. I'm ready. I want to see this. I like that we got the day off. We get the bullpen in order. As of right now, I just checked the rotation. They're not listed. Is it? I don't know. Is it going to be Hendricks on Friday, followed by Wicks and then Shota on Sunday? That would be my thoughts. We're going to see Yamamoto in it, I think, from my understanding, on Saturday. But I'm going to try to do a little bit of scouting report on the Dodgers tomorrow, and I'll put a video together for us so we can kind of know. All right, like I know Betts is unconscious, and Freeman, and of course Shohei. But like, who's hot? Where are they running? Who are we going to see? I'll try to do that for us tomorrow. So that's it for tonight. Cubs 9, Rockies 8. We send the Rockies out with a three-game series loss at Wrigley, and we'll take the day off and get regrouped and ready for the Dodgers on Friday. Thanks for joining us here in Cubs 24/7, where Randy talks Cubs. We'll see you soon. Go Cubs, go.